Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to hand letter inspirational quotes in this horizontal spread that I did a year ago. I will link in the cards up above the video from 2022 where I decorated this spread. So no worries, you won't have to go searching for it. You can just find it there. So the theme, I had to look back to make sure it's very specifically what the theme was, and it was spring explosion. So I did do a search, an internet search on spring explosion inspirational quotes, and they were just basically spring quotes. So, and that's totally fine. I think we're very close. If not, this might have been, I know the first day of a season is always like the 20th or the 21st. So we're very, very close to the first day of spring. And so that's totally fine. So I have, for those of you that are new, the boxes here are for famous who. So when I pick quotes, I do pay attention to whether or not they're like a proverb, a generic proverb, or an author anonymous. But if they tell me who they attribute the quote to, I absolutely include that. I'm a firm believer in giving credit where credit is due. So I have a black Papermate Flare, and that's what we're going to write in here, who the famous person is. And then I just picked a bunch of different, I picked a purple, I should have picked a peach, but I picked a purple, and a couple of pinks and a bunch of greens. So I think let's go with a fat pink pen down here where we can just write spring really, really wide, really fat. This is a calligraph pen from Archer and Olive, and the color happens to be Cotton Candy. And then we'll just kind of alternate. So we'll go with another green. So I've got a couple calligraphs. I've got spring green, and then we'll go with a pink. Here is, we'll go ahead and do the Le Pen Flex. And I do have all these pens linked in the description box, so if you're looking for these, I mean, you do have to be careful because not all Le Pens are brush pens. You definitely need the Le Pen Flex. So Le Pen is the brand and Flex is the product line, and if you get the wrong product line, it's not going to be a brush pen. Let's go ahead and put this, this is a Pentel Touch brush sign pen in a nice olive green. And then over here, since I've got a pink box, we'll do another green pen. And then we'll go every other. So we'll go green, and then we'll go pink, and then we'll use the skinny end of this pen up here. So I've got my pens laid out. We'll keep them in order. Off screen there. All right, so let me zoom in. I'm not going to get into the mechanics of brush lettering, and I do say this every week, but I never know when somebody new is going to be tuning in. I do have 2 years worth of weekly guided tutorials for learning brush lettering. I will link the 2023 playlist in the description box. That's the best place to start because at that point, I'm self-taught, and at that point I had a year of lettering under my belt, and I feel like my instruction was better at that point. So if you need extra on a given letter, then you can go back to 2021, but I definitely will be linking where I want you to start if you choose to give it a try on that playlist. So, all right. So what I like to do, since this is a super, super fat tip, I need to combine 4 rows to give myself enough room to get the definition that I need. And since I didn't cover this up, I mean, basically, this is the subject for all of the other 7 quotes. So this week kind of fits. Let's come down. I don't think spring's going to take up that much room, but let's choose our 4 lines that are down a little bit. So if I do kind of drift into this box, it doesn't hit those words. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which means this is my center right here. All right, so here we're going to start choking up on my pen. I'm just going to write the word spring with a capital S. There. That looks pretty good. I could have made my S even bigger. Maybe next time I'll make my S even bigger. All right, so then let's get back to Monday. So this is going to be an author anonymous because there's no space for a box. So the quote I've chosen is, "No matter how long the winter, spring is sure to follow." So for these spaces, I use the smaller tip. So this is the same pen, same color, smaller tip. And I like to use 2 lines together for each row of text. So I can start way up here and get in 4 rows of text, but I try to choose shorter quotes, so 3 lines of text should be enough. So we're gonna start here under Monday with the first line and just see how much we can comfortably fit across on this line. No matter how long the winter. I did just hit my clear sticker there a little bit. I wanted to go ahead and squeeze long in because it's the only descender, and I do have to worry about entanglements from the row below. So this way it doesn't end up kind of out here in the middle, it's kind of tucked in. Okay, so to continue, the winter, comma, spring is sure to follow. So we're gonna just start here and try to fit the winter, comma, spring. I'm capitalizing both winter and spring. A little squished, a little off balance, a little squished, but that's okay. Is sure to follow. And so since I kind of staggered this start, I think to balance it, I either need to keep with that diagonal or come back out to where this one starts. So I think I'm going to come back out because is sure to follow. Follow is kind of a long word ending on a long letter, a W. So I think I'm going to need the space. So let's come all the way over to be more in line with this. That looks okay. I mean, it's really hard to decide your alignment left to right before you start the quote, so I'm happy with that. It looks okay. All right, the next quote then I know is from Leo Tolstoy. And I have the green, lime green, the lighter green from Vice Brand Ultra Color. And the quote is, "Spring is the time of plans and projects." That's actually quite a bit shorter than this one. Like this entire last line is extra. So we're gonna do 2 lines for this quote instead of 3. Spring is the time of, we should be able to fit that on this first line. So I'm actually gonna start 1 line further down, skip this space. Spring is the time of. Couldn't quite fit of on there, but that's okay. We're still going to be just fine. So we're just going to go with of projects, of plans and projects. And so since I have a couple descenders here, and I've got lots of space, I'm going to skip that line and use these 2 as my next 2 lines. So of plans and projects. I'm going to start clear over again. Okay, so I ran into a little bit of clear sticker there, but that's okay. All right, so again, no author box, so we're gonna go, this is gonna be author unknown, and this is a Fudenosuke from Tombow. So Tombow's the brand, Fudenosuke is the product line, or Fudenosuke, depending on how you pronounce it. And this one is Spring, a lovely reminder of how beautiful change can be. So we're gonna just, that's about as long as this one. Oops. zoomed in, about as long as this one. So we're going to take 3 sets of double lines for this one. So starting up here under Wednesday again. Spring, a lovely reminder. I don't think we're going to get reminder fit in there. Reminder of how beautiful. Ooh, reminder of how, I think, is what's going to fit here. So I'm going to start a little further over. And then beautiful change can be. We might be a little bit squished, but that's okay. We're going to start way, way over again. I'm going to try to get the ascender part of the H off to the side of this descender. Can be. A little bit squished, we can do it. There, that works. All right, next quote is from Christina Rossetti. Going to a green pen. This is Key Lime Pie. Okay, spring is when life's alive in everything. So again, that one's shorter like this one, so we're gonna go 2 and 2 with a space in between. And since this sticks out a little further, we'll try to fit a little more on this first line. So in order to do that, I need to make sure I have enough room, unless it's a descender. Let's see, spring is when life's. So as long as I don't get to the F in life's, we're gonna be okay. So let's start with these 2 lines. Actually, you know what? It always makes me nervous to go too far down on the very bottom edge of the page. So maybe we will come back up and start in our normal spot right below Thursday. Let's do that. Okay, so since this line's gonna be shorter, we're gonna go ahead and scrunch in life's. And as it turns out, we would have been okay, but I'm glad we came up one more row. Okay, so because of these 3 descenders, I'm going to skip that row and use these 2 as my next line. Alive in everything. Perfect. That one is perfectly spaced for me. Okay. Next one, we have an author box. This one is Marty Rubin. Okay, and we're using a green pen, especially since this box is pink. The deep roots never doubt spring will come. So slightly longer than these 2. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make this narrower and make it 3 lines instead of 2. So let's start on our normal row, which is 1 row down. The deep roots. Never doubt. Maybe spring, maybe not. Let's go never doubt, and kind of, since it's a little shorter, we'll kind of come in a little bit. So N-E-V-E-R, as long as my D isn't right there, we'll be okay. Never doubt. And then spring will come with a capital S. So we're going to come back out in line with this capital T. No descenders, so we're free and clear, no entanglements. Hi, buddy. That dark shadow was Jazpur passing by. I'm so zoomed in you can't see him. That looks great. I like the spacing on that one. Okay, no other box. This is the purple violet Le Pen Flex. This is the shortest quote I have today. A kind word is like a spring day. So I think a kind word is, let's just do two lines. So we're gonna come down, instead of just coming down one line, let's come down 2 lines. So I'll use these two. A kind word is. And since there were no descenders, I actually don't need to skip this space, so I'm not going to. Like a spring day. I'm gonna start right over under the A because this might be just ever so slightly longer. Like a spring day. And I'm not sure what happened with that L. That's not how I make my L's, but that's okay. I mean, in hindsight, the top row could have been that way just a little bit to more evenly balance it, but I mean, how you can't really predict that without practicing the quote a couple times ahead of time, and I'm just not gonna do that. All right, the last one is S brown. And the quote is, "The first blooms of spring always make my heart sing." I liked that. That's one of the longer ones. So we're gonna go 3 sets of 2 lines. So we're gonna start back up in our normal spot, which is 1 line down. And maybe we'll kind of not come too far over so that we can keep these in line. So the first blooms of. All right, so I have a decision to make. I'm gonna go ahead and fit of in just because that puts the only other descender at the very, very end, so I'm less likely to hit an entanglement. Spring always make my. So let's fit our S up in here because it's capitalized. I think spring always make and then my heart sing. And I got so into what I was doing, I let my recording max out. Sorry about that. I was gonna try to fit spring always make, and wow, did I run out of room. So we gotta squeeze a little bit on this last one. Make my heart sing. So I'm gonna start way, way over as far as I can. And wherever the entanglements happen, they happen. There's only so much you can do to try to avoid that. There we go. And actually that alignment ended up pretty darn good. All right, let me zoom back out. And we'll put it in my planner and we'll do a preview of next week, although I remember very clearly what next week's was. Okay, so quick preview of next week. This was right when the war in Ukraine started, and so I did a whole video about how to go on to Etsy and look for digital files that were by artists that were based in the Ukraine, so that you could put money in their pocket without them having to ship you a physical product, and it would help them out while their country was being ripped apart, is still being ripped apart. So this one was Ukraine. I'm gonna have to think on what to do for this. It might be perseverance, or I'll go with war, and maybe there's some uplifting, inspirational stuff there. I welcome any comments on this. But yeah, and I will try to remember to link that video in the cards up above, the Ukraine video as well. So anyway, oops. Here we go. There is my spring explosion set of inspirational quotes. Love the color combo on that. Green's my favorite color. So I really didn't hesitate to pick out a bunch of green pens. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I hope it encourages you to, if not brush letter, at least spend a little bit of time each week with some inspirational quotes or some gratitude. I always get a little uplift to my mood when I do that, and I highly recommend it. If you do enjoy this video, please consider liking, subscribing, dropping me a smiley face or a kind word. All of those interactions with my videos help me with the YouTube algorithm and are a great way to support me. Thank you.